Hi, everybody. Welcome back to ACHAHockey.org. My name is Lou Gamlin, and I'm here with the Women's Division One Player of the Year from Liberty University, Dana McLeod. Dana, first of all, thanks for taking the time out to join us. Congratulations on an awesome award.
Thank you, and thank you for having me.
Oh, the pleasure is all mine. Great achievement for you. It's capped off, which looks like a great career for the ladies. Your third straight national championship. Talk a little bit, if you would, about the year. It's obviously it's an unusual one, maybe a little more difficult than most, but capped off with a championship. But a little interesting year for your ladies.
Yes, it was quite an interesting year. It was definitely different than any other year I've had here. It was at times it was tough and it was just challenging, and we didn't know what was going to happen next. But I think we were all just lucky that we got to have a season because not everyone did, and just thankful that we got to play. And then just to top it all off, it ended pretty well for us. So I think we were just super thankful.
Oh, it sure did. You know, you had a championship run that ended with your third national championship in a row. But take us back to a bad memory, which is your season canceled in 2020. Right up, you know, obviously we were all waiting to go back to Dallas. You heard that you weren't going to be able to play in nationals, and as a group, how was it? How difficult was it for the girls to stay motivated? You know, the ladies through the summer and into the fall, and to get going again.
Yeah, I think when we got that news, it was obviously super tough. And for us, we had just come off of the conference championship, which we won, and that was a pretty crazy game. Came down to the last 17 seconds, so we were excited and hopeful that we could do it again. And then it was like a week before got the news, and then we all came together in the locker room, and it was pretty sad. But yeah, I think it made it tough to get back going again and get back on the ice because we were just all so disappointed and just weren't really expecting it. But I think just knowing that there was hope to have a season next year was the only thing to keep us going, and just knowing that we still have like a lot ahead of us. So
When did you all get the news that, you know, when were you most confident that you were indeed going to go play in North Dakota for the national championships this year?
I think we kind of just had we're never completely sure. We were just hoping, just super hopeful, and just praying that it would work out, and just knew that we just had to keep going and do our best that we could have a chance if the time comes.
Well, let's go. You know, you made it through your conference tournament, and throughout the years, you know, it's funny. I look at, you know, some of your the achievements that you've had, you know, as a team, and you gals have built some great rivalries with Midland, with Adrian, with Lindenwood especially. It's you've had some great games with them, and before you got to the national tournament, you had a very successful regular season again, and you know, really had a nice run.
Yeah, I think we love playing those tough teams. Like those teams are all tough teams to play, and we just get super excited for those games. And I think both teams will say the same thing. They're just good, hard, like fast-paced games, fun to play, and they just help us in the end to when it really counts.
Well, you got through. You got through to the nationals, and you know you got into pool play, if you will, or you know, in Pool A and Pool B. You had one of your old rivalries with Adrian in the last game of pool play, and I look at the stats. I didn't get a chance to see the game because I was in Grand Rapids for D3. That looked like a pretty physical game. It looked like that was a very close game.
Yeah, we have always since I was a freshman in college, we've always loved going to play Adrian. They've always been that way, always physical, tough games. I think both teams always play hard. I think we both are just enjoy the games because they're so physical and like tough, but they're just the funnest games to play.
You know, it was 3-2 going into the third period, kind of a nail biter, and you're able to hang on. A good defensive showing for you guys in the third period.
Yeah, we knew we had to for the pool play and standings and stuff. That was an important one for us as they did good in their pool play as well. So we really were lucky that we were able to hold on.
And then you got to play, I believe it was in the semifinals, you played Lindenwood, if I'm not mistaken, and jumped out to a 3-0 lead. And then gave up the goal late in the third period, but it looked like you had a very, very complete game in that game against Lindenwood.
Yeah, I think both teams played really good games. It was a fun game to play again. And they didn't stop battling the whole time. They never gave up and just kept going, but thankfully we were able to hold on.
And then finally, Dana, you got to the championship game against Midland, I believe. And again, you jumped out to a 2-0 lead early in the first period. Talk about that. How was it all to see you come out on the ice and you got 2 goals in like 75 seconds?
Yeah, I think that was it was the good feeling to get those quick ones. It just kind of, obviously 2 goals is super dangerous lead, but it was just kind of relief to get a couple goals on the board, and hopefully we could have kept the momentum going, which we were able to do. So
were you worried at all going into, when you get goals like that as a competitor, how difficult is that mentally, to kind of keep from taking the foot off the gas pedal, if you will? And obviously you didn't, because you were able to hang on to win, but you get those 2 goals, and then does the concentration wear at all on you?
I think in games like that, it typically doesn't. In like the championship games and even any pool play, like at nationals and stuff, you just know anything could happen at any time. So like, don't give up, don't let off the gas. You just got to keep going, and we're just having fun and just doing our best. So.
And then in the third period, you gave up the goal to make it 2-1, and boy, that a little too close for comfort. How nervous I got to ask you, how nervous was your head coach during that last 3 minutes?
Yeah, I'm sure all coaches were a little bit nervous, but thankfully they trusted us and trusted the plan and the process, so it worked out good in the end.
Now, Dana, you've been with Liberty your whole collegiate career. This was your 3rd championship. I want to talk about the first and the second one. The first one for you, how much different was that as opposed to the third one? What kind of feeling did you have after you won the first championship?
I think the first one was super special, especially the year before that. We had just lost in the national championship game, so that was pretty tough loss. But so I think that made the next one pretty special. And I mean, they're all pretty similar. The feeling just doesn't go away every time you do it. It's just super special, and every single one is up there as how good the feeling was and how much fun it was.
Now, we said you won 3 of them. Technically, the last 3 in a row. Is it how hard is it to stay motivated? I know you look at the pro teams that they tell you how difficult it is to win 2 in a row, because you go from being the hunters to the hunted. You got the targets on your backs, and you're able to defend it now twice. You're 3-time defending champions. How hard was it for the ladies to every game know that you're going to be getting the best shot from every team in the country you play?
Yeah, it was definitely tough. I think that was what we had to use to keep us motivated. We knew that every team would come in, and any team could beat us at any time, because they're always, like you said, giving us their very best shot. We had targets on our back. So I think we used that, and we just had a really skilled team. So in practices and stuff, you gotta play your best.
Now, from the time that you walked on campus at Liberty when you were a freshman and to now, it's what has been the biggest change for you in the 5 years or so that you've been there?
I mean, for me personally, there's been a lot. I think we've just seen a lot of people around me pouring into the team, and everyone wants us to get better, individually and as a team, and they're willing to do whatever it takes to help us get to the next step. And super thankful for everyone around me and everyone that's pushing me to get better and stuff.
How nervous were you when you first left Port Huron, Michigan, to go down to Liberty? That might have been that must have been a little bit difficult for you.
Yeah, I was nervous. I was excited. I had no idea what to expect, so I was definitely nervous. It was a big change, but I think just coming into the locker room and meeting the girls just really helped make everything better, and just have such a family. So it was really nice.
Now, we mentioned your head coach, Chris Lowe's. I can't go without asking, give me one funny story about the head coach that'll just make you laugh.
Oh gosh. Probably just we were in a practice doing a shootout and kind of just accidentally dumped the puck into the corner, basically. It was just really funny. Just he was so confident going into it and just completely messed it up. So we were all laughing at him.
He seems like a pretty good guy, and you know, it's not just a coach. When it goes into a successful program, the players have to buy into it. And what I look at your team, and you're one of the leaders, Dana, is just being able to lead by example. But just it starts from the top on down to the players. Talk about yourself and some of the captains and some of the leaders on your team that's helped make it such a successful program over the years.
Yeah, I mean, I think, like you said, it starts with the coaching. I think they're all amazing coaches. We all like love their style and what they do and stuff, and they're just doing everything to make us better as a team. And I think we just buy into that, and everyone sees that we buy into it, and that it seems like it's working. So I think just trickles down, and everyone just buys in.
What do you like to do in your spare time when you're not thinking about hockey?
I mean, I like to hang out with friends and stuff, and a lot of times with like teammates, pretty close to with the team. So just that kind of stuff. If I'm in Michigan, I like being out on the water.
Oh, yeah.
But that's main things.
Now, are you done with hockey, or do you have another year left?
Got one more year.
Oh, wow!
Back for a sixth year.
Huh?
Yep, using the COVID year.
What now? What does the season look like for you? When do you start back up with practice? Do you work out at all during the summer? And when does your season get underway?
So in August, end of August, I believe, is when we're gonna get the team back and get back on the ice as a team. I'm actually in Lynchburg, Virginia for the summer, so I'm thankfully able to work out with our strength and conditioning coach, Coach Kerr, and with a couple teammates that are still around. So it's really nice to be able to get those workouts and get in the weight room with him and stuff, and then get on the ice. And yeah, I think we're excited for next year, and I'm just thankful that it's nice to be around and have our Coach Kerr to help us.
Well, Dana, thank you very much for taking time out to be on the show, and congratulations on your winning the Women's Division I Player of the Year. Good luck next year.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Get that four-peat. That'd be interesting. I know it's going to be difficult, but good luck next year.
Thank you. I'm excited for next year.
All right.